One thing I'm not stressing about anymore is my debt. And this is not to say that I don't want to take care of my debt or pay it off. I do, and I do pay my debt. But I'm not putting it on a pedestal anymore. Like, if I can put a little bit extra towards my debt 1 month, then great. But if there's something else I'd rather do with that money, I'm gonna do it. Vacation, concert, whatever it is. Because life is too short. In debt, it's just gonna keep on coming. Debt comes in so many different forms, and America is so expensive. It's hard to not put yourself in debt. Debt is hard to get out of and so easy to get into, so I'm just gonna prioritize living my life, having fun, and not stressing. I'll pay my debt off completely when I make it that far. But right now, it's just about enjoying life and surviving.
We've been sold the idea that spending money you don't have is just a personality trait, and I think we need to talk about that. As you know, today we are discussing debt, and this is one of the hot topics that we cover. I think it's something that a lot of us can relate to, and I'm going to be sharing some individual stories, the reactions, and some comments. Welcome back to Diary of Jen. Thank you so much for being here. So sit tight, get cozy, get a drink, get some snacks, and let's get into it.
I'm paying off $30,000 in credit card debt, and I have recently made the decision to finance a vehicle. My car died on the side of the highway 2 weekends ago, and it was actually really terrifying because I was on the highway of all places, but it's dead completely. Something with like the pistons and the oil pan, and I don't really know, but like something broke, and then the oil pan broke because of the first thing breaking. It caused the oil pan to crack. All of the contents of my oil pan were on the side of the highway, and my car is just done. My only option now is to salvage it, and I might get between $500 and $700 for that, but the people that salvage it, like, we've called and called and called, and they're just not responding, and we're having a hard time finding anyone else. So as of right now, my car is just like sitting at a shop, but I have located the vehicle that I would like to buy. Specific year and model of vehicle I would like to buy, and it's just a matter of finding one for sale in New Hampshire at a decent price. And this is where I flounder. I like negotiating at like souvenir shops. My husband doesn't negotiate, period. And then when it comes to actually like asking for a different price, I absolutely freeze. And if like, could I hire someone to negotiate for me and just be done with it? Because it's not very fun. We walked out of a place this weekend because it was so uncomfortable, and I have to do it again tomorrow, maybe Thursday. I think I have to do it again because my husband will just be like, oh, that's a good price. Yeah, we'll buy it for that price. And I'm always like, no, ask for lower. We have to ask for lower. So I don't know. Am I going to regret this decision? Maybe. Is it going to affect my ability to pay off debt? Probably. Who knows? I still plan to be credit card debt free by the first half of 2025. I think that's doable. It would require a lot of hard work and dedication, but I do think it's doable. I think the rest of it is where I might struggle a little bit. Like, I wasn't ever planning to bring on more debt like this. I thought that at the end of 2025 or maybe even mid 2026, we could pay cash for a new car for me. But here we are. Here we are, buying a car while paying off debt.
What I can understand is, obviously, most people need a car, whether that's to commute to work, pick up groceries, take the kids to sporting or school, drop-offs and pickups, etc. So yes, I can understand needing a car. What I don't understand is you literally just need something that gets you from A to B. You do not need something that is so much, like thousands and thousands of dollars. I don't know why you'd want to put yourself in even more debt when you're already in debt, if you don't have to be in that much. So for example, like sometimes people, their car goes kaput and then they say, I need a new car. So what do? Sometimes they buy brand new cars. Sometimes they buy expensive XC cars, like, you know, I would think anything above like 30 plus K. For example, when I bought my car was like maybe 14K. And I had some money I'd sold from my previous car to put towards that. So it wasn't quite that much. And I just think my loan was maybe near 10K, which is great because I didn't want a big loan that I felt like it would take a long time to pay off. I think I ended up paying my loan off so much earlier than what it had expected to be. And I ended up saving myself so much in interest, like So good. So yeah, when people say things like that, I understand needing a car. Yes. But to what extent do you want to put yourself into debt to have a car? And honestly, these car dealerships are hoping that you don't negotiate, because some people literally go in there and go, yep, that's a great price, just straight off the bat, take the first offer they're given. And I feel like car dealership, like, yes, this is what we want. But no, if it was me, I'd be negotiating the shit out. Negotiate stuff if you can and where you can, because you could save money. Example, my partner and I are wanting to get new screens, and we had 3 different quotes, which I always say to get a few. And basically we ended up saving like near $200 just by negotiating a little bit. That's $200 back in our pocket. Do you know what I mean? Like, instead of just saying, yep, this is the offer, yes, accepting it, try and negotiate where you can, because sometimes there is that little bit of wiggle room and you'd rather save money than not. Now this says, just a girl in $473,185.99 worth of debt. Oh my God. And I'd be interested to know what some of these are. I can understand a mortgage. Obviously, you need a roof over your head. And I'd be interested to know how much is this consumer debt. Some of it was student loan, some of it was mortgage. So yeah, understandable. But I also just think student debt is a joke. I can't believe how much some people's student debt has accumulated, or how much their debt is. It's so much. I've seen it in the 6 figures. If you haven't joined the fam, we would love to have you here, so don't forget to subscribe, and if you're enjoying the video, leave a like.
I thought it would be funny to show you how much debt I've racked up since getting fired in September and being unemployed for the last 9 months. It's pretty bad. I only have 3 cards, and I've maxed out majority of them. So here's one credit card. Here's my second, which is maxed out and actually over, interestingly enough. Same for this one. What the hell? It's already good flat. Yep. That's me, Unicap. Meaning that's a whopping $11,632.98. What the hell? By the way, I'm 23. So there's that.
I'm going to tell you one thing. If I was in that much debt, I would not be cheesing like that. I would be stressing. Literally, oh my God. Because being unemployed for 9 months, that is quite a long time. I would not want to be unemployed where I could help it. I feel like 9 months is a long time to be unemployed. I know sometimes the employment market is hard to get into, and people are having quite a few issues applying for jobs, even when they have degrees and have studied as well, like crazy. So yeah, I can understand that might be a bit difficult to actually get a job or attain a job, but at the end of the day, 9 months is a long time. And I feel like it would be easy to accumulate debt, because you need to food, you need to eat, you need to, you know, have a roof over your head, like bills come in, etc., especially if you have a car too. You got to pay the insurance, you got to pay fuel, yada, yada, yada. So it's like, I get that, but if it was me, I'd be working my butt off so hard to try and get a job, because that would really, I would struggle being unemployed for that long. I honestly think I would get bored. I'd probably just make more YouTube videos, to be honest, but I think 9 months I would get very bored if I didn't have anything else to do. One day you might wake up and go, actually, I don't want to be in this amount of debt, and I don't want to keep accumulating debt, because although, yes, you still want to enjoy life, you still want to do things you love, but at what point do you sit down and go, okay, I need to get serious about paying this off, because if I don't, it's just going to snowball, it's just going to get worse. And the comments in this video are scaring me, so we're going to look at them. Okay, so one of these is saying, literally, I'll pay it when I pay it. If I don't have the money, I don't got the money. I'm not going to stop living. Yes, I'm buying concert tickets this week, and the bill got delayed. I didn't care anymore. I don't really have much to say. I just think, I feel like it's hard, but, you know, like, how much is this concert ticket? Because those can be so exy. And if you need to travel and buy accommodation to go to it, even worse, even more expensive. This video and this comment section is scaring me. Literally. File BK Chapter 7, start over, it's worth it. What is that? What is BK? I don't know. Nor my credit score, I generally could care less. Oh my goodness. I just feel like it is going to bite a lot of people in the butt, having this mentality, personally. It just lingers over your head. I actually don't know how... I could not function with this amount of debt that some people are in. It would literally spiral me. I don't care, to be honest. Everyone is in debt, some more than others. Life is too short. We are going to leave this earth on debt no matter what. If it's a house, car, school, so don't stress it. Live it up. You only got one life. So as you can see, these comments are just, it's like enabling the behavior, right? Because you have other people that are saying, oh, yeah, I agree, like, this is my mentality. And then other people are seeing it and that might influence their behavior. So it's just a bit worrying, you know? Comment below, let me know what you think of that, because I honestly just cripple at the thought of that. When I have debt, I am so mentally focused and locked in to be like, yeah, I'm going to pay this off like ASAP Rocky, because I don't want this lingering over my head. And if I can save money on interest, I bloody will. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I really appreciate your time. If you do enjoy this content, please do subscribe. We'd love to have you here. Leave a comment below and a like if you enjoyed this video. I will catch you next time. Have an amazing rest of your day. Bye.